fix. Let me get Luna in here. A, B, enter. There we go. Jinx Luna Hef. And welcome to another episode of Legacy Mythal Campaign. So we are down a couple players tonight due to kind of moving and sickness, but we are continuing on. Lots of excitement. These our active players tonight are going to have some interesting decisions to make. We'll see where this goes. So let's do a quick recap. Last week, the heroes continued on deeper into the swamp until they came upon Larvestaric's lair. The Dracolich burst forth from black waters covered in glowing green mist and was joined by another Nightwalker and 4 swarms of Harrowhawks. A few hectic rounds of combat later, the heroes ended the dragon's unlife and watched as the Nightwalkers sank back down into the swamp. But during the battle, they had gained valuable information. They learned that Larvestaric had been forced into the transformation and became a Dracolich completely against his will, something never before seen or thought possible. Alamir and Luna also recognized that magic beyond necromancy had been at work, and the Dracolich had used lair magic normally unknown to such creatures. It was also recognized that Larvestaric had been far more powerful and difficult to take down than was expected for an adult dragon newly made into a Dracolich. With this information, they flew back towards the Galena Mountains and found the path leading up to Wormsmoke Keep. Further up the path, they found a teleportation glade that Ceci had learned about earlier in town, and there they investigated 4 different teleportation focuses. 3 of them had traces of raw magic, energies associated with the weave that weren't tied to any specific school of magic, and the westernmost focus, carved into a large tree, was particularly strong with raw magic. Elamir studied the runes and energies while Luna used Oakheart, her legendary armor, to talk with the tree and find out how the focus was triggered. She also learned that the last person to come through the portal and leave was a woman with long, dark curly hair and skin the color of charcoal. And the timing of the woman's arrival and departure would have coincided with when Larvestaric was turned into a Dracolich. Noting how to use the portal, the heroes camped and rested for the night in the glade, keeping watch for cult members. But the night was quiet, and in the morning they mounted their griffins and flew further up the mountain. Perhaps some answers would be waiting for them at Wormsmoke Keep. And that's where we rejoin our heroes in the story. Anything special you want to do as you fly up further up the mountain?
Constantly make sure a Spot stays awake.
Yes. Spot is having a grand time aboard his griffin. They both love to do lots of dives and swirling sideways through the treetops. And yes, there's no problem with Spot sleeping except on really long flights. So as you get to the top of the mountain, you see Wormsmoke Keep. It's not a very huge affair. It's a small castle, and let's actually you fly, and you can fly above and look down and around and just kind of get a layout. So let's go ahead and show you what you see from the air. So you see a relatively, you guys are in the upper corner, but you can be anywhere around the keep that you want. I assume you keep your distance at first. You see the courtyard. You see a couple guards with guard drakes, creatures you haven't seen, I think, since for quite a while. Probably not since the castle in the Mere of Dead Men. And the outer walls of the castle just kind of sit atop this little plateau on the tops of one of the peaks, and the trail going up the mountain leads to the bridge into the courtyard. Two statues, very very weathered to the point that you can't even tell what they used to be, other than there was some type of armored knights or something.
Is this not like a cloud or something? Because I see like a cloud
Nah, ignore
look
that.
around it.
Ignore
Okay,
that.
I just want to make sure that wasn't something that we had to pay attention to.
It just means that you're high up in the mountains.
Okay.
It's just that is what came with this random map I found.
Yep.
That was the size and general layout I wanted.
Awesome. And those people that are the guards and the guard drakes, they obviously able to see us flying around because
They have not seen you yet. I'm assuming that you kept your distance.
kept a distance, and we would definitely want to not approach. We don't necessarily want to give away ourselves, I don't think.
And they're not like looking up at the sky. You can tell they're just kind of standing there at watch, much like Buckingham Palace guards, just kind of doing a due diligent duty, not necessarily due diligence, awareness, and worried about anything coming.
So they're probably bored being gate guards, just kind of passing time.
Yep.
I asked Spot if he wants me to cast invisible on him so he can sneak up on him.
Well, I have another idea.
Fireball?
No. I mean, we can go that route, but if you guys want to, we can have a little bit of fun with this and make them fight each other.
I'm up for that. Do we have popcorn?
Do we know they're the enemy, or are they allies, or who knows?
Based on what we've seen of those particular alignment of things and where we are making what I believe to be a great assumption that they are bad guys for us. But to be fair,
When was the alignment described? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
but to be fair, we did come up here, and we didn't necessarily come here to fight.
However,
Yes.
however,
To the
I
best
know
of
if
your
Alamir was here,
knowledge,
he'd want a fireball.
to the best of your knowledge, this is a bastion of the cult of the dragon, but that's just what Alamir and Ceci, what they know. You also know actually that there were people in purple robes who would come down from here into the city below.
So many years ago, we had collected some outfits, and they were in the bag of holding and all that wonderful stuff. My thought is we get dressed up in our Cult of the Dragon clothing, and if you want to, we can just try to go in, or not.
worth a try. As long as you're the one talking, I can walk right through. Yep.
That's my thought, and my thought is we would fly around and probably land in the courtyard because it's in a place with some kind of whatever.
You're going to go land somewhere, put the regalia on, and then come back and fly in and land in the courtyard.
Oh, I mean, literally come over here and whatever. This is wherever this area is.
Okay.
Down here.
There are, I'm pretty sure.
There's Cult of the Dead.
There's no windows on the side
No,
here.
you're
There's
right.
no nothing.
There are no windows there. No.
It's a perfectly secluded place. I mean,
Okay.
as far as we can see.
No, if you want to do that, that's fine.
We can still fireball if you want to. I'm just, figure we can go in there and we can either go into this room right here first and... Well, that's really slow.
What's slow? Updates?
Yeah, the ping on the map. Like, I pinged the map, but just for a second, it was like a super slow circle. It was like going...
Oh, it is. Yeah, that's...
Yeah, that's a lot slower than I'm normally used to seeing it. Usually it goes ping. Okay.
Okay.
So we fly down there. The first part of the plan is hatched.
Excellent.
What's beyond this? I don't know yet.
All right. So you're all landed.
You're done for the night. Done for the... That's it. Okay.
Well, now we're going to lead on to Hef and go, hey, Hef, what's your idea? No. Since
I'm controlling Alamir, should I actually use the familiar to help in battle? I can't, but I
Yes.
would, but I can't simply because Alamir has never done that. I keep putting the L there and suggesting to him, but he never does.
I had to control my cleric once, and he told me he didn't ever use bless, and it was so hard to not cast bless. I was like, but. We get off.
Change into the outfits.
Change into the outfits, and Melody, make sure she's good and such. Give her a little bit of feed and be good, Melody. Don't steal from them.
Well, it doesn't seem to be anything there. So there is. It looks like this is just a lookout area. It looks out over the. Actually, from this vantage point, you can see the ocean. No, well, the inner sea, right? The moon sea. It's pretty far away, but you have a really good vantage point. Actually,
it's pretty up here. If we liberated this place would make a really great home.
New summer home once we clean it
I
out.
like it.
Yep, it is because it is a clear day, and actually it's relatively warm today too. Except up here, it's probably at least 15 degrees cooler, so maybe around 61, 60, low 60s.
Oh, that's shorts weather. That's grill weather. That's perfectly great. That's awesome.
For some people.
Come to think of it, since we're up here, if we do have to throw bodies up, it's not like anybody's going to see them if they go over the edge.
This is true.
I mean, you have to throw thousands out for them to notice them. Okay, get the stuff on, and I'm going to go to this door here and just kind of listen to the door because there's nobody around this hallway or this area yet, and I don't want to necessarily...
So were you thinking enemies abound? Is that what you were planning?
But that's what my thought was. I'd just go look around the corner, go cast, and let them fight amongst each other.
So originally you had outfits for the original group of 6. Did you have any extra?
I don't think we did.
Then there'd be nothing that would fit Ceci.
That's fine. Ceci is going to just have to... Actually, if you want...
She's our prisoner.
She can be the prisoner, which I don't know if she's going to appreciate. Also, do we happen to know anybody alive? Actually, during our time, we've seen some people that were...
I'm sorry, that were what?
I'm sorry, I'm thinking. Never mind. We're just gonna go with that. So yeah, okay. So we're gonna dress up and do it for now.
If
Just
we
hold
put
this.
clothes on and did prestidigitation, would that just clean them, or would that make them fit her too?
I'm sorry, to do it on what?
Ceci, If we put like oversized clothes on and then did
that
prestidigitation,
yeah, you can clean. You aren't going to make it fit. It doesn't modify anything.
even if we use cold water, made them shrink. I'm joking. Hey, I'm thinking outside the box.
Yep.
And some extra high heat, to really,
Well, here I pulled
Okay.
Ceci up. She is going to do this. How about that? And she just kind of fades into the shadows on the edge of the building.
Nice. I'm gonna go up to this door and listen.
Okay. You so make a perception check.
I make a perception check. Maybe.
You do not hear anything.
Great. I don't even ask anybody else. I don't think there'd be traps here, so I just go ahead and go to open the door.
Yep. You open the door, and I'm just do it this way. Boom. You open the door, and you are looking at a storage room, crates, and see pelts and cots and a lot more crates than what you see in this little image. It's pretty heavily stocked.
If Cersei ever comes around, I just found her size.
That's a good question. Would there be clothes in here? Roll.
You said supplies.
Make a luck roll. Supplies, but that's not. Roll a
2d10.
2d10, please. Yeah, not here.
Are we gonna steal all their wine like at that one place we did?
Yeah, right to go.
Yeah, there is no wine. There is salt and a few spices. There's extra water. There's cleaning materials. There's probably they wouldn't have any store of perishable foods, but there's probably barrels and such of grain, things like that. Some water. So.
No, there's nothing we need to mess around with in here. It's tempting, but
Can always switch spices and mix them up.
if we were gonna leave, it'd be funny. But if we're sticking around, there's no real point, is there? As we walk up the other side here, Hef is the first person to notice this little alcove of a window. I'm assuming.
Yeah. So there is a window there that looks in, and you see the door up here. But you know from what you saw before flying around that window would be viewable by the guards. Everybody go ahead and let's make a group stealth check as you get closer. I'm just going to have Alamir send his owl up to here. The owl is just going to go keep lookout somewhere. There we go. Oh, I guess I kind of have to let me grab here. Alamir spot.
Stealth, huh?
Stealth, yes. Wow. When did Alamir be? Alamir is actually, look at that, 20 stealth from Alamir.
Did he go full proficiency in it?
He did.
Wow.
I was shocked. I was like, okay, that's cool. Yeah, so I guess Luna, fortunately we're doing a group stealth. So Hef and Ceci would be able to help Luna avoid the mass of loose rubble she was about to step in.
That's why I'm between them two. And Alamir and Spot and Jinx.
We'll carry you.
All right. So what next?
I mean, wait, who are we here to see? The 6. There were 6 purple. Where's the purple? I remember right. 6 of them, wasn't it?
There's a council of 6 that controls the cult in this area from Alamir's reports.
And we assume that they know about the Draclet.
We assume that they're the cause of the Draclich.
Yep. I mean, it is the cult of the dragon, and that is their main purpose. Well, until they were sidetracked by Severin, or at least a group of cells were sidetracked by Severin into trying to bring Tiamat into the world.
That's what I was going to say. They tried to bring Tiamat. Do we want to just, when we determine there's nothing in this little window, do we want to step around and wipe these guards out real quick so they won't be a threat?
Let's
let's does somebody want to go invisible?
We don't necessarily need to wipe them out. This isn't always about killing everybody.
Eradicate. Exterminate. Exterminate.
Is that what Hef is saying?
Could mean get them drunk and let them get wiped out.
Okay, I circle back to like, okay, so you guys are looking, you want to wipe them out.
No.
Is that what you want to do?
There. You can see into the room. There, you can see into the room.
Okay.
Okay. So, you guys want to wipe them out? Or do you guys want to just get in do you want to get inside?
Get inside.
So you don't want to wipe them out now? Or you do want to wipe them out and then get inside?
I never suggested we wipe them out, so.
I swear I heard Hef say that.
No. That was the Daleks. The Daleks were saying that, so never mind.
You will be exterminated.
I see no salt and pepper shakers here.
Exactly. All right. Anything we can do to stealth in? I think we should try to stealth in and stay as stealthy as we can.
If you want to stealth in, we may have to go around the outside in through a window or something.
Right. Keep in mind you are currently wearing the regalia of the cult.
Yep. So, do we want to try the enemies abound thing and then see how that goes, and then walk in after they're halfway through their shenanigans?
It has a chance to backfire, but we can do it, and it might just turn around and become a shit show for us. But I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I haven't had a chance to use that spell almost the entire time I've had it.
shit shows is what we do, so it's good. It's all good. It's all good.
All right. So what's the official plan?
So the official plan is, I look around the corner and I go, you know something? Do I feel like those dragons are immune to, I remember fighting them before. Do I remember if they were immune to being feared?
The guard drakes?
Yeah.
Not that you remember, but you were much lower, much less experienced when you fought them before. I mean, you know though that these were the tougher ones, the guard drakes, as opposed to the ambush drakes. They were pretty tough when you first encountered them, but yeah, I mean, at this point, you know,
either way,
people have spot, like anyone could run up and probably take them out.
This is a two-step plan. This is a two-step plan. I'm first of all going to use my visible mage hand, which uses no movement of my hands, nothing like that. And I'm going to have it go over there, and I'm going to have it like right where the guy is standing and where the drake is, wherever their closest spot is. I'm going to have it kind of like hit its tail, just kind of like pat at its tail.
Okay.
Just enough to kind of get the Drake a little aggravated, have him, showing the signs of it already. And then once, the guards, basically goes, stop it. Then I'm going to cast Enemy's Bone on the guard Drake.
Okay. So you are just annoying them for the time being.
Yep. And then once he gets a reaction, then the guard Drake actually basically snaps back at him, and he whatever, gonna cast Enemy's Bone on the guard Drake.
Here, let me roll their. Wow, these are really good perceptions. Wow. So you poke your head around the corner and go to do your mage hand, and
I can see this guy, yeah.
This guard Drake here jumps out to the end of the leash and begins growling.
Can I cast right then?
What's that?
Can I cast my spell right away then?
Yep, go for it.
Or no? So I would immediately.
The guard is like, you beast! What you doing?
I'd immediately cast and use a bone on him.
Okay. And what exactly does this do?
It basically makes it attack the nearest creature to him, and if he was surrounded by people equal distance away from his attack range, you select it by random who he attacks.
Got it. And this is on the guard Drake.
The guard Drake.
Let's see. No, it rolled. Yeah, it rolled a -1 for its intelligence save. Yeah, let's roll a d6. So 1 to 3, he's going to turn on the guard. And yeah, he just turns right back on the guard and begins mauling him, and the guard yells. He's screaming. And the guard Drake is actually, I don't even think I need to roll this, but oh my gosh, a bite in the tail, bite, tail. Yeah, so the bite misses, but the tail lashes around, catches the guard right in the jaw, and almost drops him in one hit. Oh, they're both connected. Great. It doesn't matter. Yeah, and there's yelling, there's screaming. The other guard is trying to control the other guard Drake. Concerned, he yells out, and he pushes open the door next to him and pokes his head in to yell. He goes, "You got a problem out here? Come." He goes, the guard Drake is going crazy.
How does the other guard Drake react? Does it stay with its master, or does it start acting off the first guard Drake that went crazy?
No, it is growling and looking and watching, but it's not. Yeah.
Just so you know, it lasts a minute, and unless they attack the Drake, it's gonna keep going.
Well, the guard will attack back.
If it does attack it, it gets to repeat its save.
Oh wait, you know what? Oh, he has a chain and shield. He didn't have his shield ready at the time. It was just at his side. But now he does have a shield. Actually, let me do something really quick here.
It's fine.
Let me put these back. Save. Yeah, so he is going to grab his shield, going to try to attack with his spear. Pretty sure a 5 does not hit. And he's let the thing go, and he is trying to back carefully away, but he has not. He doesn't want an attack of opportunity, or does he? You know what? He is going to do it. So the doors are open now, so let me just do this for you. I assume you're still looking around the corner.
Yeah, I wouldn't see. I don't know if I'd see him go through the door anymore at this point, though.
That's fine. I'm just gonna do that.
Yeah, because it would be a little out of sight.
And as he tries to back away from the guard drake, it's going to try to bite him. And it misses. Okay. And so then the guard drake is going to lunge. It really, I guess, with this spell, it doesn't matter one or the other.
Yeah, they're both in the same range. If he has an attack, like say he has a fire breath, he can still breathe on him too.
Yeah,
it's whatever he wants to do. It's within range.
This one he goes right for the other guard, and the other guard yells, and that's when you see this man appear, and around this man you see a bunch of other guards actually. You would see. He would appear. This one would come up. He would be flanked by 2 guards.
Fireball.
And
Alamir reached out the corner, fireball. Yeah, it's not the way him.
So let's see. Where's this guy? Right here.
Yep, cast it to 9th level, by the way, too.
So you see a guy dressed in purple robes with bushy. So he's got dark, very dark skin. Obviously, originally from one of the southern lands. Probably south of the Sea of Stars. He's relatively old. Looks a lot older, and he says, "What is going on here?" And he points a finger at the guard drake. Where are you, sir? Right here. Oh, let's see. That's what he can do. He points a finger and casts a spell, and I believe this requires a wisdom save. Let's see what happens here. Guard Drake, wisdom save. Yeah, no, a 5. And you see the guard Drake. Actually, did the guard Drake actually attack? 12, 15, guard Drake. Nope, I didn't do the second attack. Let me do the second attacks real quick. He tried another bite. Whoops, and a tail. I think I did it twice. I did. So, and the other guard had picked his shield up, so he is able to fend off the attacks. This old man steps up and turns the guard Drake into a newt. And the guard Drake is now a newt on the ground. He goes, "Pick it up," and the guard gets down and gingerly picks it up. He goes,
"Is it attack?"
No,
does it?
It was not an attack. And he goes, take them out into the kennels. And so and you notice they're in the middle here. These are that's just and he comes and he goes and he puts them into this in the middle, which is actually like kennels for them. He places the newt in with the other guard Drake, who's kind of sniffing it, and he backs, and then he goes, "What?" And then this guy is stepping around and looking around. He goes, "All right, Dalgar." And this man at arms dressed in split mail comes up. "Yes, Oranska. Search the area. This is unusual. We must find out if we can discern the cause." And so you saw these people come out, and now everyone's looking around. What are you guys looking to do?
My thought is, everybody back up, back up, back up, and then we get around the side, and when he comes around, we can just jump the guy if we need to. We're either gonna go heavy or whatever. Nothing in between.
Okay. So you're all coming around the corner here. Elamir will go back with Hef. Ceci will kind of hide here. And the Griffins, you want them to stay here or take off?
Oh, they can go fly. They can go fly away until we call them.
Okay. The Griffins will just say they're all out flying somewhere. They take off quietly. They go kind of leap and go over the edge of the parapets and just glide a good distance down and away before flapping off to make a circuitous route around the keep. Within, calling distance, if you are on within the quarter of the keep that they're flying around. All right, and Spot will go back here. So he's got tons of movement. All right, and you guys are going to wait there. Okay.
Can Alamir see through the owl what's going on? Let us know.
He can. He had sent the owl up. He will, teleport, and the owl will.
Can perch himself up on the top of one of the other sides or something.
Yeah. So the owl will begin to fly up and over the top of
the owl should have went in for the newt. That was dinner.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So just so you guys, so all of these have a second story. There's two stories, and actually this up north of you, this one has a third story, and there is a.
Can we hear the third story?
Of the center that has a third story as well.
We would like to hear the story. We would like to hear the stories.
Would like to hear the third story?
Yes.
Maybe maybe at nap time someday. All right. Jinx, Luna, go ahead and roll perception checks. And I guess the question is, are you just waiting for someone to come around the corner, or are you peeking around the corner ahead of time?
Peeking, no. I'm not going to peek, but I will listen. And which way is the sun going?
Which way is the sun going?
It matters.
It is morning, so the sun is still rising in the west, which would be. Wait a minute. If we say that's north and rising from the east, so it's on the opposite side of the keep from you. So there is a shadow that comes over that covers this whole alley here.
Okay, so we wouldn't see like their shadow approaching past. Okay, gotcha.
Right.
I do have a small mirror I would try put here concealed so I could see what's coming down this area.
Okay.
I'd try to put it concealed where it would not be quickly noticeable.
Well, I mean, you could try like on the ground or something, but like you are in an open area, right? Just a wall. You're muted.
Yeah. Instead of me peeking around a corner, I've
Sure.
got it set on the ground where I can
Okay, it's not going to be as noticeable, but there is a chance they'll still see it. So
put some rock or something around it.
go ahead and roll a survival check, since that's really what you're kind of trying to do is manipulate the environment. Okay, and we will use that for your stealth. Yeah. um, so, and a perception check from you, Luna.
Already did above that.
Oh,
Yeah,
very
he's
good.
31.
Got it. Okay. So, which makes sense since you're actually using that. So,
A mirror. Yep.
what you see, is coming around the corner. You see that guy in split mail.
I let them know through the earpiece so they know exactly what spec so we can get
Yep.
a jump if needed.
So it's the guy. Yep, in split mail, followed by the two guards in chain shirts and shields. The guy in split mail has a long sword, short sword, and a heavy crossbow. He is holding the heavy crossbow as he comes forward. The two guards behind him are just holding spears.
I asked the guys if they want me to cast hold person 1 level up on the split mail guy. Which as soon as he gets real close, I'll do that, and I'll tell him to take the other 2 down quietly.
And I would nod to Hef because he's the tactician of our group.
Does that sound good, Hef?
Yep.
Okay.
Jinx is up front.
So you wait, first I gotta roll. Hold on. Not that I think they're gonna match this, but they'll roll perception checks. Guard.
Oh.
And the lead guard. Look at that. They're just really so one of the guards in the back, they get up to the door and he goes, "Wait, Dalgar, it looks like somebody's been through this door." And they begin looking around. He goes, "What?" And he points over towards the corner where Luna is looking around. He goes, I see a reflection, a light over there." And
Luna's over here, by the way.
Yep, he does. If we hear that, I would come out, like looking on the ground, like shuffling on the ground, going, "Where did I lose it? Where did I lose it?"
what are you saying?
I'm gonna be on the ground, like, where did I lose it? Like I lost the mirror, I'm like, I can't find it.
Dalgar points his
gonna kill
heavy
me.
crossbow and he goes, "You there! Stop! Who are you?" And then he sees Hef maneuver into the background. Let's just go ahead. And,
Well, Hef ruined it. I'm gonna die now, all because of Hef.
This is all. Hold on a sec.
There's a lot of unknown creatures here.
Clear. Yeah, that must have been from before. I don't remember that. So, go ahead and let's roll initiative.
And I'll go ahead and use a superiority die to add to my initiative roll.
Okay.
Because I do every time.
And then these guys. Did that roll? There we go. Oh, it did. All right.
Damn it.
Not
That's my chance to. That's my chance to.
Really matters, but let's do this, and let's do this. Oh, really? Okay. All right. All right. As he sees you, Hef, what do you want to do?
All right. Now did he get his
We're
hold
in
person?
robes, right?
Did he get his hold person off?
Hold on. That's 23. Elamir. No, he hasn't done that yet.
Okay.
Or unless you were coming right immediately out, but I didn't hear that if you said it. I'm sorry.
I did not say that yet.
Okay, that's what I didn't miss
Does
it.
Hef want to role play, or do we want to just take these down real quick?
Half came out, man. I think we're screwed.
Okay, so I step around the corner and I cast hold person at 2 levels above. Allow me
Okay,
to
you're
target
gonna
3
have to wait.
people.
At this point, you're gonna have to wait for your turn though, because we are in initiative, and Hef is
Okay.
first.
Okay. I will target the one on the left.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, let's make it on the right because I have visibility for sure.
Okay. And you hit, or actually no, 15. No, not a 15. He hides behind his shield, and the arrow goes into the shield.
Okay. Try it again.
19 definitely hits. Yeah. So minus 26 damage. And the arrow just you catch him as he peeks over the peeks over the top of the shield, and then kind of is looking at the arrow wide-eyed. You catch him in one of the eyes and just blow out the back of his skull. And he just flies back dead.
And I say next, and I hit the next one to the left.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, another 19. That's why I was like,
Yep.
Yeah.
19.
So 23.
30 total damage. Right?
Not the
Does he
sneak
get
attack.
sneak attack? Yeah.
No, not this turn. Yeah.
Can you up the
So same
damage?
thing. You catch him. He was surprised by the guy next to him, and you put an arrow right through his chest, right into the chest, through the burst apart the chainmail, and he's dead on the ground.
Okay. Turn complete.
Okay. Spot says, I guess we're going for this. He runs up and
Hadouken!
let's see. Does an unarmed strike. Yeah, he'll do an unarmed strike. 18. Pretty sure an 18 hits. Or is it? Yep, 18 hits. And actually, that is not correct. That is not the correct. Hold on one sec here. Let me look here. This is it right here. This is his actual. There we go. 17. And then he does another attack.
Is he going to try to stun him?
Misses. And he's going to flurry of blows. Wow. And hits on the last one. And so does a total of 32. And yes, he will try to stun. The first one. Let's see. Where's this guy? Stun. Con save. Nope. And he is stunned. And also bloodied and battered. All right.
And he's currently held.
He's stunned.
Stunned.
Yes.
Okay.
It's one turn, right?
He is stunned. Jinx, your turn. You're muted.
I get up with 15 feet of my movement to dust myself off. Give a snarl look back at Hef. All in joke, all in whatever though. And then
The question I would have is, do we want to rush and charge, or do we want to pull back and lead him around? I'm okay either way. This might be a case rushing makes sense, but then again,
he's stunned.
Yeah.
Oh.
And after he gets stunned, he's going to get paralyzed, so he can't call out for help.
No,
I'm just.
Well, they've
I'm
already been yelling.
Yeah, the area is alerted. They're already alerted. Yeah.
I'll just blast them because we gotta be ready for the next set of stuff coming around.
Okay.
2, and I think it's 3 blasts, or is it 4? I can't remember at this level.
It's 3, I think. 18.
No, 4 at 17.
4. Yep. 17 it turns to 4.
Yep.
Yeah, those all hit. And that hits.
Okay, I don't know delayed or whatever, but I hit it 4 times.
That's fine. Yeah, it just must be delayed. What was the total?
I don't know. The thing is, I
okay.
didn't see it here. I'm doing it a different way.
7?
Yeah, 17 all the year.
17? Okay.
Yep.
All right, and he is definitely hurt. You blast him all 4 times in the torso and the left thigh, and he is staggering but he's not he's still stunned, so he can't even respond.
And he's not aware of he doesn't have regalia or nothing like that, right?
He doesn't know.
And I take one step. I'm like, how dare you question us?
He's stunned. He can't respond.
He looks at you. Yep.
That's all I have.
Okay. I have to do something real quick. Let's see.
Actually, I go. Good job, Frankie, and I give Spot a slap on the back and give him inspiration.
Excuse me. On Spot? Okay. Excellent. Inspiration. Oh.
What did I just do?
Connection to the server has been interrupted. That's not good.
Yes.
You broke it.
I got the same notice.
Yeah, but this must be a Roll20 thing, because that explains why when the captain of the guard was getting hurt, it still showed yellow, and now it turned orange.
Yeah, it's been some delays in it.
Okay, as long as it's them and not me. Luna, it is your turn.
All right. I'm
He is
torn
really
here.
super hurt and stunned.
I'm gonna grab Shillelagh and walk up and smack him as quietly as I can.
And while he's doing that, I'm going to yell
On the other side.
Spot, if you can grab those bodies and bring them out, that would be great. Get them out of the hallway.
Oh, will do.
All right.
All right. Okay, you shillelagh, and then what?
Hit the guy or run by the guy.
I'm gonna stay there so everybody has advantage on him.
Did you try to hit him?
Yep, I did. I clicked something wrong, I bet.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah,
see
all it
here.
did was the D8.
Yeah,
Was the D8.
there we go. Yeah, I think I hit him.
You hit and crit. Yes.
Wow, nice.
So and you just crumple him to the ground. Like even the absolute minimum damage you do is going to kill him.
I look at my staff. I'm like, wow, I didn't realize it had that in it.
Well, you can tell these guards, even the captain of the guard here, is not.
They're not strong.
Well trained, but nothing compared to you guys.
Let's try to get them hid inside the storage room real quick.
So
Either way,
Or
do it
people
fast.
coming.
Yep.
So you're grabbing that guy, spots over here to these guys, and as you do that,
I cast.
You cast what?
I'm using my one armor or whatever, my belt. I cast disguise myself as the this guy.
Okay.
Nice.
So
Nice.
but before you move, Jinx.
Okay.
This guy, the one called Orange Scar.
I was gonna see it.
Is you see him approach? Where is? Yes. And he comes up here and he pokes around, looks around, and he is going to make a.
Remember, everybody's wearing purple or wearing regalia.
I'm just going to use this. I know you're wearing regalia. He looks and he sees Spot and Luna and looks past and sees you, Jinx. But Spot and Luna in particular, even wearing regalia, he squints his eyes and he goes, and then he immediately backs up, like that was on his turn. He like poked around, and then he backs up, and you hear his voice. He goes, "Well, this is an interesting development. It seems Tiamat's slayers have come to pay us a visit. May I ask why you are attacking us? We have done no wrong. We are not associated with those cult cells of the West. We break no laws."
Hmm.
So, are you saying we can move now?
Yeah. How do you respond?
Somebody gonna ask who turned to Draculage?
Was that Draculich you're doing?
Yes. Not. It was not directly us, but I know of what you speak. It was a unfortunate event. And the dragon went mad with the change.
Yeah, because it didn't want it.
True. All right.
That actually is a crime. That violates section 4.3.9.6 of the Dragon Proclamation.
Wait a minute. Let me look that up. Subsection 4. Okay. All right. So the question is, do we want to attempt some sort of negotiation route, or you want to keep going? What do you guys want to do?
Well, it's not my turn, but I my thought is,
Well, we're talking.
we can walk up and go into negotiation, and talk. No problem. I have no problem with that through the earbud and everything else. We can,
Okay.
say that. But I mean, I would. My thought was we'd move up, and
Okay.
Luna lean to negotiation too, but move up too.
So, Orange Scar, you come forward. We'll have one of our people come forward. How about the two of you talk, and we can go from there.
That seems reasonable. And so he will come back up, and he nods to you, Jinx. I am Orenskar of Thar. And this is what he looks like. Although the picture doesn't quite reflect all of the wrinkles and age, you, in his eyes, see a reflection of someone who has probably seen a good 70 winters.
I walk around him and I go, I am Jinkin, first of his name, Slayer of Tiamat. No, I don't go the whole thing like you would do, like in whatever.
Jinkin, I have heard of you. Yes.
So this is where the council is it not?
Yes, this is Worm Smoke Keep. I am the leader here. There are some of the Cult of the Dragon and some of our retainers. Not many, but we keep a good number of recruits and trainees here. And you look back and you see a dragon soul by his regalia, which you know is the highest rank, right below the wearer of purple. And yes, and he nods and kind of shoos him back, and he goes back to the keep in the doorway, and you see, like, at this point there is a mass of various cultists trying to see what's going on in the doorway.
Is the door open toward us or away from us?
The doors open outward, so they're open. They're wide open at this point.
Yeah, and they haven't pushed open. Obviously, looking out the door, basically.
Yep. Yeah. So.
I wish Alamir was up here, because Alamir had all this information right in front of him.
Speaking of which, is Alamir with his owl? Is he checking around? Is the owl noticing anything changing other than people hanging out, coming out of that hallway? Are they doing anything else in any other parts as the owl circles that it can see?
But if he does,
no. The owl does not see anything else happening around the keep. There's that mass in the doorway, and that is it.
On a side note, if he wants a large multi-kill, he could fireball right now. A lot of them.
It would be a good one, wouldn't it? Yeah. 40 foot diameter. Oh yeah.
Boom. So you see, nothing to do with it. The Dracolich, you ruined his life. He said he never wanted it. You forced it on him. Why?
I can honestly say I do not know what happened.
Believe him.
I have.
Do I believe him?
Roll an insight.
An insight. I did. That's why I asked. Do I believe him?
I'm going to roll just because. Let's see. I'm just going to do it this way. Hold on. He is telling the truth to a great degree. He's not being completely forthright, but he's not lying.
Okay. That's good enough for me. As anybody on your council part of it?
The council of 6 and of this area were definitely involved. The others were here not long ago. They left about 3 days ago.
Where did they go?
They're on various trips, missions to their own. They are leaders of other locations.
I pull a map out. Can you point those out? I'm kidding. I don't do that. I don't have a map on me. So they are not here right now? The council?
No, we meet when we need to. I'm sure you and your companion Alomir, who I assume is here, is he not?
I give a nod and I kind of look off to the down the long pathway. When he can kind of see him between the cracks and how the
And Alomir is kind of looking around, yes. So Orange Scar looks down and he nods very solemnly down the way to Alomir, and he goes, "Perhaps before this is done, we may all sit, and I would greatly enjoy meeting and talking with the illustrious mage." But no,
I didn't give it like that.
I believe I had, as I'd begun to say before, we do things differently here in the east, and especially here in the north.
Yeah, I see you make Dracoliches.
Well, and he looks at you intently. You have quite a reputation, Jinkin. Timora favors you strongly, it seems.
Well, it's good to have a little luck on your side.
Oh, you have far more than that, killer of Tiamat.
Well, to be fair, I don't have the stink of the kill, but whatever.
Well, the largest, at least, since your dragon stench is currently at 47.
I should be the lowest of the group, though, because I've had the least kill.
Hef is the lowest at 30.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I think Alamir would
I'm working on it.
sit and talk. I think he would like to sit and talk and have a conversation with one of you. I continue to walk around him as I'm kind of watching around the sceneries and seeing how the people are doing. I nod toward the big group of people.
Yeah, you see the The dragon soul does just stares intently at you, but the cultist behind him, who you recognize from their regalia as being one of the like the clerics of the cult, the cloak clerics. He actually she, a human female, with very long, light blonde hair, nods at you. So, so then, as long as you are willing to have a discussion, please come inside and join us. You are all welcome.
I would give everybody a nod to come forward, and I think we're okay, basically. Sure. I put my arm around him, and I'm like, let's go.
All right. Then here, let me just do this. Oh, yeah, and there are other guards. Oh, I totally forgot about that. They were up on top. The other thing, actually, that Alamir would have seen is up on the top in the parapets, guards would have appeared. And they were, like, looking down, watching, but they've been given orders to just watch. So I'm just simply going to turn this off. Hold on a sec here. So it doesn't even save. Boom. All right. Yeah, you are all invited inside. I'm just going to put some of these back where they were, because they were.
Alamir could have took him out easy.
Yeah, you could have, I think.
You do realize that aside from Orin Scar, Jinkin could have taken them all out with his rapier. These guys are, well, maybe the Dragon Soul would have been tough, but yeah.
We don't want to tell Jenkins that. He might get a big head or something.
When's the last time you see me wield a bladed weapon?
Only once that I remember, actually.
And that was like a long time ago.
So, yeah, a lot of these are just sent back. So what happens is some of you see there are some what look like some recruits that are working the kitchen, and then bring stuff out. The one guard is going to go rest. Oh, look, all the rest of them are all tidy.
Because they were linked.
Yeah.
They all have that one ring or whatever that shares all the damage.
So we're going to put him here. We'll put Orin Scar over here. So you are all invited to come inside and sit. There are a few. Actually, they kind of all sit on either side, and they anytime you need drinks filled and such, they'll help out with that. I'm just gonna, yeah, this guard is gonna be sent to kind of watch the bridge. Couple of dragon wings put out, and that would be. That's kind of how this is going to go. So everybody is invited to come in and take a spot. I'm going to say probably enough time has passed. We'll have passed that Spot will probably do this. Unless anyone objects, Ceci will take the other end of the table.
It's usually the first guy. It's for the clear shot. It's also a clear shot if he has a crossbow at the table to hit somebody.
Are you going to sit, Luna?
Nope, I'm good where I'm at.
Okay.
I can see over this way and I'm stretching Zona Griffin too long.
Okay.
That's why I say.
Just put the dish on the floor. He'll lap it up.
There we go. Well,
she will lap it up. Sorry.
So they bring out some various meats and cheeses and bread, some wine and mead, whatever you might like. And there's a very cordial conversation. Orange Scar gives some accolades to all of you and for the work you did, and he reinstates that the cells of the East in particular, and especially the North, have never been aligned with the West, led by the Well of Dragons. They know of everything that happened, but specifically stated their, made well known their distaste and lack of support for the raids and the summoning ritual to bring Tiamat into the world.
Can we get a sense of how honest he is about that?
He is absolutely honest. Yeah.
At that point, I'll go up and sit down then.
Yep. I mean, your passive of 20 easily perceives the sincerity of this man.
What kind of what religion does it look like the cleric is part of?
Oh, Orange Scar, or the cleric? The cleric. This one.
Yeah.
That is a very good question.
And if it's covered, we wouldn't be able to see. I would blatantly just, because she's sitting right there, and I'd bring it up because he brought up religion already. I think he entered and made a fair game.
Mm-hmm. Sure. So I will tell you. Hold on one sec. I need to look real quickly here at.
Otherwise, I'll cast Detect Religion.
Detect Religion.
I'm not sure what that would be, but
it's all around you. Yeah.
Well, no, it's a saloon or whatever. A little moon would come up, if it was this, at least it'd be like the little person dancing in the moonlight or something. I don't know.
Oh, I think. Hold on one sec. These are gods that I'm not, because they're not necessarily the good gods. I'm not always as there we go. She is a cleric of a Monitor. A Monitor was the Netherese solar deity of order, the sun, law, and time. A harsh but fair deity. Yep.
Okay. The interesting thing, actually, that can't be right. Hold on, because that isn't old stuff. I knew that eventually that a Monitor became Lathander, so can't really do that. In that case, I think this is what we have to do. Back now.
Yes. No. Why would you people do that? It doesn't work. Sorry about that. My list of neutral gods is actually not really neutral.
Isn't all gods like that?
I mean, it's all kind of based on how you really read into it. The story may say one thing, but you can say it meant something else.
It's guidance. more than yeah.
I mean,
suggestive.
just because it says you can stone somebody doesn't mean they're saying you should do it.
This works. I do have one on my list that works. She's a priestess of Lyra, the Lady of Deception. You're muted.
That I like it. Yeah, we've known some people of that particular faith.
Lyra is pretty more just like a god of chaos as opposed to evil or.
Well, can you spell that actually?
Yeah, Leira.
Yeah. We know the priestess. Well, if she's still alive, Joy Maiden. Remember, she wasn't alive. I think she's gone.
No, you're thinking of the different one. Different. You're thinking of Hill's Edge.
Oh no, Joy Maiden Cassie. She was a priestess of Lyria, goddess of joy, happiness, and revelry. That's how it's listed. That's Lira. That might be different. Never mind.
Right, Lyra and Lyra, like they're very close. Yeah, they are different.
Yeah.
They are definitely different.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, Lira. That is the House of Joy in Hill's Edge.
Yes. Okay.
But maybe when you first hear it, you just assume that it's the other god.
That works for me.
Very similar. In fact, given her faith, maybe she purposely pronounced it a little, slurred it a little to make it sound like the other one.
Now it does make sense.
But Alamir is, as I'm sure Jinkin and the rest of you are, also very adamant about bringing the narrative back to questions about the Dracolich.
Yes. And he had a lot more questions than we did. But
well, Alamir has a lot of Alamir has a lot of questions about like how.
Yep.
And
we don't want to see this keep happening either, so
Orenscar is reluctant to talk about it, tries to skirt and just like tries to skirt the subject, change the subject several times, but finally gives up, and he takes a deep breath and yes, of course, I understand the concerns you would have. I am, regardless of our more humane and open and less open methods compared to what you experience in the West, we do still have the same ancient goals of seeing, giving rise to the great rule of the world by undead dragons. That great vision of Semasta. Never before has the ritual of lichdom been cast in such a way that a dragon was turned who did not partake willingly. I did not even take the concept seriously when it was presented to us. And in fact, I even raised more than a few concerns and did not fully support even attempting it. But the council as a whole thought it would move us forward, and we could not pass on such an opportunity.
Unfortunately, once you open that box...
Is this something that can be repeated easily?
Easily? I certainly hope not, but I also don't believe that it can. It required the presence of the individual who brought us this new form, this new approach to the ritual itself. A woman by the name of Ashava.
Who is this Ashava?
Any paintings around that have of
Would
her?
I know her?
Yeah, I mean, you've been around. Go ahead and anyone who wishes can make a check and let me know. You can choose what you roll, and then you can explain to me why you think it may give you knowledge of this strange person.
Well,
Who would like to start? Luna?
I will start. I'll use dragon because, dealing with dragons to Dracoliches I've been interested in.
Okay, very good.
And advantage, I believe, that's what it's coming up as.
Well, then we'll just take the first one, no matter what. It's just normal.
Yeah.
24. That is pretty good.
I have proficiency, so, yep.
The name alone does not ring a bell. But I will take the 24 into consideration if you learn more information.
Okay.
Would anyone else like to try?
I would like to try, but if I'm going to try, I would actually take time to really think about it. I would need about 10 minutes to think about it.
Sure. Are you going to cast a spell?
Figuratively or literally?
Are you going to use your belt?
Yeah, because it takes you 10 minutes, apparently, to cast spell. Or does it take 10 minutes when it's coming off an item? Because I'm not actually casting it.
It does. You're just casting the spell. It's the same thing. You're doing legend lore, right?
Yeah, that's what I would do, just to cut to the chase, essentially.
Okay. So while they talk, you as soon as the name is spoken, you begin invoking, using the power of the belt to do legend lore. Hef, would you like to try something?
I'm just kind of looking around. I am looking out at the dragon spawn out there, and I'm kind of just wondering if Oren Scar would mind if I go check out the dragon spawn. I'm interested in their physiology and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, the guard drakes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the interesting thing, so the guard drakes aren't technically dragon. I guess they're kind of, they're not the same as the dragon spawn. But you can go check them out closely. You've never had the opportunity to do that, so absolutely they're happy to let you do that. The one is already turned back.
Yeah.
The main difference, they are not birthed by the red birthers that you learned about at the Well of Dragons. They are bred. They were bred magically. Think of it as more like a bestial version of how the dragon races. You're back. You dropped out.
Yep, I'm back. I'll stop trying to have any background.
think of it as it's a bestial form of how the dragon races, dragonborn and half dragon races were created. Really more like dragonborn. So it's just a magically created form of beast. So
okay. Well,
they look a lot like
yeah.
the blue dragon spawn, but they do not have any of the dragon spawn like abilities, like the breath or anything like that. They're really just like powerful, like dogs and boars and with more like I mean they have the horns. Trying to think of a small creature that would be kind of like that, but
are they born with are they lay eggs or do they actually live birth?
They're live birth.
Maybe you can get yourself a pup.
They would be eggs because they're reptiles. There would be eggs.
Maybe you can get yourself a pup for that.
They would be eggs.
So I will just spend time hanging out with them, learning, and then all the while just kind of surveying, making sure there's no other shenanigans that I can tell being prepared, and while keeping the doors open and seeing what's going on inside the hall.
Okay.
So,
you are like you can tell, and you all can tell very easily that the Orange Scar is the only person in the room, in the entire place, who is not extremely on edge. I like you being here, given who you all are and your the legends about you.
Our group stank is high. I got it.
Yeah, I mean they can't smell it, but they know that you could leave the place razed to ashes if you wanted to. That kind of unease and fear.
Okay.
So, okay, legend lore. A person. Interesting, even secret lore. If the thing you named isn't of legendary importance, you gain no information. That's interesting. So, I know a lot of this particular individual's history. Is it legendary though? So Jenkins, make a luck roll for me, please.
Yeah. And if it's not, it's not. That's fine. That just means that the name is insignificant in the grand scheme of things.
Yep. 13.
Nice. Lucky number.
That's not terrible. That's a 20. So it'd have to be. Yeah, it's not quite enough for legendary. So
that's fine.
Yep, it doesn't pick anything up. Good try though. Good try.
Yep.
No, I'm gonna modify this though. This has to be modified. I'm gonna roll one with you here. Yeah. So, okay. No, yeah, because I'm thinking just in terms of. It does reveal something. What it reveals is there was a Shadar Kai by the name of by this name, the name okay, I wrote it down somewhere. Ashava. There was a Shadar Kai of that name not that long ago, maybe 2-3 years after the Well of Dragons, who you, let's see, it doesn't have to be, so who had made a name for herself in not the Beastlands, but I'm just gonna look real quick here.
Sorry. It's the reason why I don't talk to plants on a regular basis.
Talk to plants?
Yeah, because I don't want you to have to think of all this random stuff.
Oh,
You're
no,
probably
no,
like,
no,
oh.
No, I'm just trying to think of something that really makes a lot of sense. But I'm just going to. No, it would be. So I think it's I just off the top of my head I can't remember what it is. But let's do it this way. In the Border Kingdoms, down in the Shar, made a name for herself as a mercenary. There was an uprising in the Border Kingdoms, and there was a great there was a demon that was summoned, a very powerful demon that was ravaging, leading some forces, building an army of demons, and threatening settlements in the Shar. And this mercenary, this Shadar Kai, was reported to have single-handedly destroyed this demon and its forces, sent them all back to the abyss, and formed and so there is a legend about her from that region, south of here.
I think we should go meet her.
Shadar Kai, is that a race? Is that a name? What is that?
Shadar Kai are the race of former elves who serve the Raven Queen and live in the Shadowfell.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Going back, and Luna, I guess, is this information you're going to share right now, or are you saving it?
If I could share it with my people through my earpiece.
I'm asking Jenkins, since he's the one who just learned this.
I won't interrupt the conversation we're necessarily having right this second.
Right.
Because obviously I don't want to. All of a sudden, Almir's talking. He's got somebody else talking in his ear. He's like, "What are you talking about?" You know.
Yes.
Actually, while they continue talking, I would ask the cleric if they could, she could give me a tour.
Yep, absolutely. So let me just real quickly give you the gist of the information you find out. You will learn her whole name, which actually you would have also just learned from the spell Jinkin. Ashava Shadewalker. She began, so Orenscar says that she began coming around about 3 years ago. Yeah, roughly, oh, not quite 3 years ago. And just would appear and prove herself to be knowledgeable and a member of the cult, saying that she was an emissary trying to. She had a special mission, that she was associated with various other cells and was trying to form a open lines of communication to further the goals of the cult at large, since many of the cells don't actually talk to each other. They're completely separate. And she would bring information and word from other cells around the Sea of Stars. And then about 4 months ago, brought forth this idea of a ritual that did not require the consent of the dragons. A modification, a great enhancement to the ritual of lichdom that would enable the cult to turn any dragon into a Dracolich.
What's a stop to Alamir and Mac? I actually ask, what's to stop them from using that on another race?
So from what Alamir knows, this ritual is very specific to dragons.
What if it ended up being, you start sliding it just a little bit, and next thing you know, you're doing it to the, are they called Dragonborn?
Dragonborn?
Yeah. What do they do to the Dragonborn and next, and I'm like, okay, now we got that working. Now we just slide a little bit more, and next thing you know, we got halfling liches laying right around.
Well, this humanoids, at least liches when they're humanoids, have to have a phylactery when you become a lich. So your soul has to go into something to give you that magical semi-permanence of unlife. Dragons don't have to do that. Full dragons, at least. Alamir would theorize that, and you as well, Jinkin, with your knowledge of the arcane, that anything with a humanoid soul would also require a phylactery or container of some sort.
What if they wished their soul to be turned into a dragon soul so they could then lich themselves without having the art part? Sorry, I'm gonna let that go. Move on.
Well, the downside to not having a phylactery is that when you're killed, you don't come back. Whereas liches with phylacteries will reconstitute and come back as long as their phylactery is whole.
Yes. Oh yeah. I do pipe up and ask him. So, you got some great halls here. Is there any artwork up of any people?
Yeah, there's artwork. There are artwork of dragons. There's artwork, there are tapestries. We got tapestries in our castle. And there is one.
I just want to know if there's one that's going to have Ashava, Shadewalker. If there's something that represents her.
Absolutely not. There's nothing in here of her.
What about him?
There is a tapestry on the wall of a gentleman that looks similar to Orenscar. If you ask him about it, it's his grandfather.
Oh, so this is a family.
No, this is Brian. So his family was from Mohandar or Mulhorand, which is southeast of Thay.
I know how much Alamir loves the Thay.
Mulhorand has no love of Thay, so.
Either way, I would blatantly ask if the cleric could give me a tour of the
She's happy to.
rest of the place. Yep.
Absolutely, and she will give you a tour. She'll show you around. It's not that big a deal. So down lower left here, this is a magical. This is where they practice magic. You can easily inscribe, bring in different inscriptions into the center, and you can set up tables and study things, and that's where a lot of magic is done. There are.
If I find a teleportation circle, I jot the symbols down really quick.
There is no teleportation circle.
No.
These stairs go up to the other levels. The other levels above this dining hall. There's, they're higher level, nicer bedrooms and small meeting rooms and study rooms, a library, etc. It's a nice place. Not huge, but it's a nice place.
It's bigger than my home.
Oh, you guys are wealthy enough at this point. You could probably afford a much bigger place than this. So
and better guards.
So as Alamir continues to ask and drill questions into Orenscar, you learn that this ritual, even though it's been modified, requires Ashava to be part of it. And during the ritual, what Orenscar, as a wizard, noticed was that she tapped into magic of the likes that he could not discern. He could not identify what it was. And this magic kind of bound all of the necromantic magics that and transformation magic that was part of the ritual already, and bound it together, warped it, and forced it upon the dragon. And that something about that additional connection she provided made it work. Although she was reciting words and doing stuff with the ritual, but he made the comment while he was telling the story that to his discerning eye, she did not seem academically trained in the arcane arts. Which surprised him even more. So, is there any other specific questions anyone can think of for Alamir or anyone else to ask to try to gain information from Orenscar?
we know where she's at, or where she went, or where her home base is, stuff like that?
He does not. He wishes he did. He's put feelers out to try to figure out where, how to find her, where she is. Same way he knows about all of you. He knows a lot about all of you. He he is a very intelligent, wizened old man who knows that information is power, and he has tried to find out everything he can about her, and has, other than the fact that he knows she travels, that she's used the teleportation um, glade to come in and out. He knows that most of the time he uses the one. She uses the one that heads west um, into he'll tell you it goes into Cormier.
Okay. Is that the one I was melding with the other day?
Yes.
So what would I be able to tie that to her to, with my knowledge with the tree and everything, along with the dragon? Nothing really.
Nothing. Like, I mean, you know of Cormier. You've been to Cormier, but there's a huge, great forest in the middle of Cormier, and all he said, like it comes out that that takes you to a spot in the western side of the Cormieran forest.
Let's see how I can ask this. With her gaining power and prestige within the cult of the dragon, is she one that he's supportive of her gaining this power and stuff? Or is he real hesitant, hoping she does not gain power?
And just to be clear, it's actually, so the forest in the Dale lands. So it would come out into the forest south of Shadowdale, west of Ashenford, like somewhere around, like right down there between the Moonsea Ride and the road from Tilverton to Shadowdale. He no, she does not seem to have. She is not a wearer of purple. She is um doesn't seem like in the all the time that she's been coming around, while other people would have raised ranks. Like she dresses like a dragon soul. Doesn't necessarily act like a dragon soul, but that's how she dresses, and she has never asked for special positions or given any indication that she is looking for promotion, which in and of itself is unusual.
Is there anything that she puts him in mind of, if she does not put him in mind of a dragon soul? Then
No. Someone, she's extremely comfortable with herself. She carries herself much like all of you do in terms of supreme confidence in their abilities. Coming from vast experience, he would, in answer to your question, he would say, she reminds me of many of the great adventures I have met in my day, such as all of you. Those who have seen and accomplished much and have great confidence in themselves.
I look at Alamir, see if there's anything else he wants to ask.
Alamir, so would ask, because he's always interested in the travel, where the other three teleportation things go and how to use them. And reluctantly, Orange Scar will provide that information. Most of them, they go to other places around the Sea of Stars. One goes down near Westgate. Another, let's see, where's my list? So, yeah, they go around various places. Which I can give you later.
All right.
And he would also be just of interest. Alamir would ask, so I know from my reports that you had approached this dragon many times and been turned down. Like, are there others that you are looking at and approach and like, was there a plan for trying the spell on someone else? And Orange Scar would, to these lines of questioning, would share that the response of the Black Dragon in being turned into a Dracolich was, while it made sense to him, seemed to shock Ashava and some of the other wearers of purple, who had just simply looked at it as it would be a great blessing and something that the dragon would accept and enjoy having this newfound power. Which is why his comment about the dragon going mad in the beginning is truly how he looks at it. Like, the dragon was both mad and also gone a little crazy mad from the change.
When he speaks about the power, this newfound power,
What the heck?
I would very gently mention that we understand that this dragon may have unusual powers outside what a normal new Draculage would have.
He is very interested in that, and would comment on the connection, that additional magic that Ashava had used in the ritual, that whatever that magic was. And I guess the question, does anyone think Alamir would mention to Orange Scar what he believes that magic is? Or would Alamir keep that to himself?
Yeah, I guess I would think that would depend on how good the conversation is going and how engaged he would be.
How comfortable is he? Does he think sharing that might get more information for him? Is he comfortable with sharing it with this guy?
Then I'll tell you what. Let's just do a roll. We'll just go ahead and do an insight check for Alamir. Okay. So he is comfortable enough to share that information. So Alamir will mention to Orange Scar his belief that it is raw magic. And Orange Scar's eyes go wide. Wild magic? What? That makes a lot of sense, but how? Pure energy from the weave. Not even, well, only the chosen of Mistra like Elminster can accomplish such pulling of energies. And as much as I have seen in this Shadewalker, she is certainly no chosen of Mistra. But if that would explain a lot about how the ritual is accomplished. A lot. And in answer to about other dragons, he will share that they have. I'm going to pull up the map again. They have reached out in the last year, a couple years, to other dragons. So in this map, let me just do this. So you can see up in Thar where you're at, and I took where there's yellow around the red spot where you currently are, to show the cultist keep that you've gone to. There are two, there's two or three. There's a couple other dragons that they've reached out to. There's one up by the Tortured Land, a blue dragon. There's a white dragon up at the Great Glacier. And did they do that one? Hold on. Let me look real quick. So yeah, so that was in Thranos, an adult blue, up at the other end of the Glenna Mountains, at the Great Glacier. This is one of the most annoying things. Trello keeps refreshing itself all the time. Yes, Calagra, a great female adult white up at the Great Glacier. And yes, they also approached Algoreos, a green dragon, ancient green dragon, down in the Earthfast Mountains. Down here. So
they approached them?
Those are the ones that they've been working on to try to convert and join the cult, and to try to persuade them to help and work with the cult, and eventually to undergo the ritual to lichdom.
I would ask a couple of questions. One being, does he have any idea on which dragons they would try to force next? And who specifically in his cult is pushing for and driving this? Since he does not seem to be real allied or real happy with this route that the whole cult's going.
Two things. The next dragon that has been talked of, or at least pushed, and both of this is all pushing by Ashava. She is the person who is, like, there is no, like, leader above the Council of Six, of which this guy is an equal member of.
But he was outvoted.
He was outvoted. And she would like to do an ancient dragon next, which would be the
green or the blue, right?
The green dragon. The blue is also adult.
So I think that's our next goal.
Yep. I would ask him if he would honor us, share whatever knowledge he could of that dragon, so we can help him prevent his order from going down that road further, if he's open to that.
Yeah, he'll give you the location information, what he knows of the dragon's location.
Okay.
It's not that difficult. It's right there where the Gray Forest on the north eastern end butts up into the hills and jagged up into the side of the mountain into the Earthfast range. There is a huge cave there, complex there, surrounded by forested hills that the dragon lives in.
Do we know if this dragon is approachable or he wants,
uh,
or as far as dragons are approachable?
it is not. It is a, yeah, it's going to be a very difficult approach to just have a conversation, but given I don't know. Is given who you are, maybe that would be relatively easy. But given who you are, maybe it would be impossible. It would really he has gone and met the dragon once. And it's a female, ancient green female.
Luna's going to turn into a donkey.
Yeah.
To go talk to him.
She is particularly
donkey.
Reclusive. She's not necessarily reclusive, but incredibly territorial and controlling. One thing that he would let you know is that she has agents everywhere in the forest, all the way down to the city of Lirabar, which is the capital of Impiltor. She holds
is there a tree near where she lairs?
There are many, many trees.
Is there a particular tree?
Yes. It doesn't work
Sorry.
that way. Yes, his ability, Luna's ability, she requires to have touched and know the tree.
I have to know the tree, being one with it.
Yep.
Turn into a flea and fly.
However, he could provide a good enough description to allow Alamir the potential to teleport there.
If you're going to teleport, you teleport up in the air, you let yourselves fall, and then at the last second, you dimension door.
You have to have a description.
Yeah.
It's tough. Anything else? And you do know, that she actually, it is conversations with her when she talks about other places that she has gone where that she has said are also moving in the direction of using the spell. He points out two other cells. One is Westgate, the city of Westgate, down on the Dragon Coast, which is here. And the second one is Messemprar. So Messemprar is all the way over down in Trecenta, down here. And Messemprar is ancient ruins. Well, not ancient. It can't be ancient. Around, I'm trying to think, 13. How about?
It was ruined 14? When the ancient dragon was born.
No, it was. Well, during the spell plague, which was what, 1370, something like that. I'm trying to remember
I try to forget the spell plague.
I know, I do too. It's just tough to do
Mystra
anything without it.
Because Mystra is dead.
But she came back. So, Messemprar was flooded and became ruins, but they've been rebuilding it, and so it's there's a group there, and there is and the cult is there is a cult outpost there. Alamir knows both of these. They were on your list. So Westgate is where is run by Indrith Shala, where and that is where Junlok is serving the cult currently.
Okay. I'm
Mesemprar.
guessing.
I'm sorry. What's that, Luna?
I'm guessing Junlok's one of the ones probably overruled or voted against her.
You you do know that he is. I mean, he is a member of the cult, but he is also, a warlock of Tiamat.
Yeah.
And then Mesemprar is the cult cell led by Ladria Ejinga, the woman who escaped 10 years ago during the recruitment effort in Hill's Edge.
So now we have a couple choices.
And yes, and you would have, and he does not know anything specifics about those like other than this woman Ashava coming and sharing information. These cult cells do not talk to each other. They are isolated, and on purpose. So which is part of the structure that was created by Semaster, as well as Semaster's companion, Algashan Nather, who was a priest of Bane. The only difference is that they had a falling out. The priest believed that, similar to how this place functions, cells should be quiet and hidden and not act out in the open. And Semaster was always pushed for open operations to be as effective and quick growth, and just show force if you needed to, was not afraid to be out in the open with their dealings. The raids that happened for in the West to amass the wealth for the ritual for Tiamat was definitely a Semaster methodology.
Okay.
I think that's about all you would get from. I can't think of anything else that this guy could give you.
I mean, earpiece to earpiece and all, I think the Green Dragon is the better way to go about if that's the one.
I would be leaning towards warning the dragon if we could, so that dragon does not suffer a similar fate.
Yes. We could be the good guys here, the bad guys, or the anti-good guys.
Yeah.
Whatever that would be called.
Orin Scar assures you that he is going to call a meeting of the circle and do his best to dissuade them from continuing down this path. Especially given what all of you and Alamir have revealed to him about what Ashava is doing with the connection to the weave.
You ask him, is there anything that we can help to help support him to redirect his order?
Well,
Trying to build
warning the
bridges.
dragon is certainly, that could be a useful step, although other than hiding, I do not know how the dragon would avoid this fate. Although perhaps an ancient dragon is too powerful for even this ritual to affect.
That's foolish thinking to even think that's a possibility, considering they would have done it once with an adult.
True.
Now, does the ancient dragon know the adult black dragon, and were they friends or foes, or just kind of tolerate each other?
Too far apart to have, and dragons of rarely have dealings with others of its kind unless there is a significant reason to. They may, certainly they know of each other. Dragons know much about the regions for many, many leagues, hundreds of miles around their lairs. But I guess the other fear in relation to trying to avoid the spell altogether is whenever one of these spells fails to take effect, if it doesn't turn you, it kills you. There is no other result.
So it's death or change.
Yes.
Is there anything that you can see that where this spell could be interrupted?
Interrupting the ritual just like any other.
Okay.
So
that's a lot harder than you think it is.
Been down that road once or twice.
My only other thought and answer to these final questions is that yes, you could help us greatly. It is only this Ashava that is causing this change in direction. And as we know from Severin in his work, change in the direction for the cult, the quick solution to our centuries-long quest does never end well. She must be found and stopped. But I do not see that she would have the training, the knowledge to have come up with these changes in this ritual herself. So there must be some arcane source behind her, or that she has access to. And you must find that as well.
I wonder if she has access to, or she's a vessel of a arcane force.
It is tough to tell. She does have powers beyond what I know of most wizards. And she is certainly not a wizard. Perhaps she has sorceress abilities, but she is definitely a warrior of some type. She carries the weapons, she knows how to use them. She has the look of a killer.
How's Junlock feel about her?
I have heard of this one. I know much of him. I do not know. I would not know unless she told me herself. As I said, we do not speak with the other cells.
We do apologize for the rough introduction earlier. We saw no other way at that point.
I am simply appreciative that we were able to pause and discourse. Thank you.
Thank you for your wisdom in stepping forward and offering.
Wisdom, such as it is, comes with age, and I have much of that.
That and balance. Balance is best.
Yes, I agree.
One more question.
Yes.
You know, you seem to be a very knowledgeable individual, and you tend to know a lot of things. And anybody with great knowledge, there's one thing that they should know of all things.
No, I do not know the secret of life.
Oh, that's easy. 42. Anyways,
42 is 56.
no, it's 42. We did the math.
Math's wrong.
Anyways, no. Who are the lords of Waterdeep? Is it Waterdeep the Unmasked Lords?
The
I'm
Unmasked
flaking
Lords,
on
yeah,
that.
Waterdeep.
Yeah. Who are the lords of Waterdeep?
That they do change, and I do not go out that way. Of course, there's Illustrial Silverhand, and the only other that I have heard constant rumors of for the past 40-odd years is Murt, the moneylender.
Okay.
There, he denies it, of course, but that,
As he should.
yes, that rumors of that significance of that amount of over that much time, I would be willing to bet good money on his at least at one time being a part of that group.
Well, thanks for your hospitality.
You are always welcome. And as he says that, he gets sidelong glances from like all over the room.
Oh, we'll for sure come back and visit some more. Flash a couple smirks.
Yes.
Next time we'll knock at the front door.
That would be preferable. You may you there will be standing orders to greet you warmly anytime you come back.
We appreciate that.
Also, you know, if you have any younglings of your drakes, Hef seems to be taking a liking to them.
And we we have a hatchery elsewhere in the mountains. I could see about having some scent if he was interested. I would just need to know where they should be sent to.
We look over at Hef.
He's outside looking in.
We do not want to give him his home address where his, life is, because that'd be bad.
Waterdeep sent him to the
General delivery.
Griffin
yes.
thing.
To the
the
Griffin
Griffin.
Cavalry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Of course.
Weird package to get ahead to explain, but
yeah. I shall see what I can do.
Okay. Thank you.
If some should show up, are there any special instructions? I'm curious as Hef about little couplings.
Well, I would say that You should treat them no different than a wormling or a voracious wolf in terms of how they are fed.
We can accommodate that for sure.
All right. Anything else?
That should be it for me.
Okay.
At
Cool.
3 a.m., I'll think of something else.
Yeah.
If you don't call him right then and there, though.
All right. Okay. Then I imagine you all take your leave. You go out. You get on the Griffins.
Yep. We like jump off the side, and all of a sudden we just fly away.
And you just fly away. All right. So, what is the plan from here?
Well, we need to go back to the tree, and then depending on which direction we'd want to go, that'd be the quickest way to travel, wouldn't it? Since we now know how to use the trees.
Yep, you know how to use all 4 of the
Tree portals.
tree portals. Yep. So yeah, the one
So
does
we
go
want to warn the
directly
dragon first.
to an area near Westgate. That makes sense. Like Westgate is the primary, most powerful city on the Sea of Fallen on the Dragon Coast. Another one would go not that far away. Would go to Sembia, probably near Selgant. Probably to. You know what? That's probably too close to the one by Ashenford. So it'll go 1, 2, and then the others would go. Yeah. So then another one would probably go over like to Thesk, the Forest of Lethier, and another one down to the Chandlewood. Chandlewood or the Methwood? Probably not the Chandlewood. That's probably too. Yeah, probably Chandath. Like probably the 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's good enough. That would probably be where they went. That's your 4.
I started to say Methwood. Is that where the meth dealers are?
Yeah, but meth in this world is very different.
I'm thinking warn the dragon first, unless y'all have a better idea.
No, I think that's a good plan.
Okay. So how are you getting down to the Grey Forest? You could travel over here. Let's do this. I'm just gonna just draw for now. What are we gonna do? So teleportation.
Yeah, you gotta do the dotted lines like you did that Indiana Jones does, where it goes on. There's a couple loops. Yep, then bounces back and forth a few times.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually make these, just kind of do something like this just for now. Oh, that's not what I wanted.
Can you do the music with the loops?
Yeah, that's it. We're doing.
No, that's protected by the some thing.
That's where you just sing a little bit off key.
Copyright, yeah, copyright law.
Yeah.
That's definitely copyright law. I'm gonna just kind of make a little there's in the Ashenford, and the Forest of Lethier, probably near there, probably down between these 2 rivers, somewhere around right there. And then the Chandlewood is going to be probably up here. And then, of course, there's one over Wow, there's nothing there, is there? Oh, I know what it is.
Does he know of any other portals that get us close in his travels? Or do I know of any trees that would get us closer in our travels?
Uh, that's a good question. Roll. Go ahead and roll a luck roll for me.
Okay. So that's a D10,000, right?
2d10.
Oh, 2D10. Okay. There we go.
That was a low roll though for.
It was. Yeah, no. You really haven't spent a lot of time up in this part of the world. Like you've been to the Dale Lands before, but you can't get much closer than the two portals that you already know. You've been down to the Chandlewood, so if you ever need to go down there, you could probably get further, a little further down. But you already have a portal there. But yeah. Because if I
So
remember,
which one?
it was actually in, where was it that you took your um was it in the
You talk,
Dragonmere or
talking about where we crashed the flying
Illigon? Here we
city?
go, right here. So right here, you actually, there's this small little island right there, Illigon. That is the central bastion for the Emerald Enclave. That's where you took your trial, if I remember correctly. You're muted.
Does that get us the closest?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, because you're trying to go up here.
Yeah.
The closest would be over in Thesk. That one is technically closest.
We'd have to catch a boat across there, or if we went over to the other area, we'd have a lot. Well, can the griffins fly across that water?
Well, from Holberg, like, I mean, you could
Yeah.
take a boat all the way down to Lirabar.
Anybody want to go on a cruise?
Sea adventures. Awesome.
But
what
again,
could
but a
what
boat, like, what are you doing with the Griffins?
what could go wrong there? Well, they could come with us depending on the size of the boat.
Mm-hmm.
True. Although they have to hunt, they have to be fed.
It's not like we can't afford provisions for them.
What are we looking for in terms of distance? Whoops! Wow, what the heck is going on there? No snapping. Snappers, no snapping. 340 miles.
It's not bad.
No.
It's not terrible.
Spock can run that in a night.
Yeah. But
Yeah. So there is, so that's 340. Yeah, that's 3 and 3/4 days flight on the Griffins.
I'm telling you, man, Spot just needs to pick up the Griffin, throw it on his shoulder, and carry it.
Or you cast. That's only an hour. Yeah. Well, the other thing is you leave. Is Luna has another spell. The other spell to travel is mist form.
Yep.
That's 300 miles an hour.
wow.
Yep. It just takes, I think the drawback is it takes 10 minutes to transfer to and transfer back.
1 minute takes 1 minute.
Yeah. 1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
So we can do that. Can I transform everyone, including the griffins, into mist?
How many does it say?
I always have problems finding the spell. What is it
You do it,
called?
and the air freezes instantly.
It's a level 7.
Misty.
It's level 7.
Yep. There, that will help. So level 5, 6,
Pretty sure it's
and
like wind something. Or is it Windwalk? I think it's Windwalk. Yep, you and up to 10 willing creatures assume a gaseous form, appearing as wisps of cloud. You have a flying speed of 300, resistance to damage from non-magical weapons. The only actions you can take are the dash or revert to your normal form.
Whatever happened to Cersei?
To who?
No, the
Tracker chick.
a
Oh,
tracker.
Ceci.
Yeah, Cersei. Sorry.
Ceci was still with you, and actually, yeah, when you leave, the good question is like, what are you doing? Like, she is very happy. She's learned a lot. Um, she will.
Are we? I guess my question is: are we adopting her and pulling her away from her home like we did with Hef?
No, you are not. And she is going. She has to go back and report it to Zental Keep. So if you don't, if you can leave her, she'll leave you at the glade and thanks you profuse, not necessarily profusely, but thanks you for an equal share of the treasure.
As she leaves, I cast Modify Memory on her. No, she can keep her memories.
Okay. But yeah, she's going to take a ship from Holberg back to Zental Keep, and go back to report.
Okay. So yeah, then that spell would take care of everybody.
Yep.
So
I'm ready whenever y'all are.
Yeah, that covers everyone perfectly, and with the dash action, which you can't use constantly, but actually that includes if you dash. So yeah, it would take about an hour and 15 minutes to go from Thesk over to the Grey Forest. It's like that fast. It's pretty ridiculous.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yes, just a bit.
Luna bullet train. Perfect.
I've always wanted to use that, and I've never had the opportunity to.
But do you have it memorized, or do you have to wait till the next morning?
I was missing having a couple slots, so how late in the day is it?
It's but at this point, it's probably late afternoon, getting towards dinner. Like, you were there quite a
I'd
while
say
talking.
I'd say let's find a place. I'll memorize it for tomorrow. And because I did not have it in my spell deal, even though I thought I did, I had to go over and look at it.
Yep. So just go. You can go back and stay in Holberg. You could stay at the inn again, and you have a nice evening. Everyone can take a long rest. And
What's the one to cast an owl? Is that pet friendly or like a pet familiar like
familiar? That's 10
Alamir
minutes.
has? Okay. It stays with you. Do you have to do it every day or?
It's permanent until it dies or you send it away.
Okay. So I never did do that one because Alamir always had his up.
Wait a minute. How come? Find familiar. That's it. Find familiar. Do actually casting time 1 hour. So casting time an hour costs 10 gold, which means nothing to you at this point.
They'll break the bank.
Yeah, you can as an action you can temporarily dismiss it. Otherwise, like, it's permanent until it dies or you cast the spell to get a different type of creature.
All right. So I had 2 open spell slots, so I didn't have anything put in.
Do you have? Oh yeah, that's right. That's the
first
special
level
ability for all druids now. You can, but yours is different. If you find familiar by using one of your wild shapes. You don't have the spell. And
Nope, I don't.
by doing that, it only lasts as long as your wild shape lasts.
Okay. So
I only
overnight,
know
I'll
that
figure out
because
what else I want to do.
because my current character that I play is a druid.
I think it's conjure animal. 1 action up to 1 hour. Yep. That says summons face spirit. I've never got to do that one yet either.
So, all right. So, but you rest the night. Next morning, you go up the mountain. You take the teleportation focus over to the forest of Lethir in Thesk. And Luna casts her spell of Windwalk. And as ethereal mists, you travel across the Eastern Reach over into Impiltor, and you see coming up fast the Earth-Fast Mountains and the Gray Forest below you.
Whee!
And it's a bit early, but I think that's where we're going to stop for the evening. Good place
Alrighty
to
then.
stop.
Yep, there's a spell if y'all want to read it.
Nice. All right. So, wow, you guys, yeah, you. It was looking pretty ugly. I was thinking you were going to just go in and just wipe them all out. And if you had wiped him out, you would have learned nothing, next to nothing.
But we would have stuck around, called the rest of the people back, took them out, and then all the leaders would be gone.
See, I'd just planned on paralyzing those first 3, tying them up, but somebody else had to kill them.
Oops.
Oh, well, it happens. All right. Well, thank you, as always, gentlemen. So we will pick this up next week. Thanks, everyone, for watching. And until next time, may your lives be filled with peace, joy, and love. Good night.
Good night.